Hi, I'm Cass and welcome to my channel. Here I'm going to be talking to you about different gigs, how you can learn them, hopefully give you some useful information and insight so that you can figure out if it's something that you want to do or not. I started doing Uber and Lyft back in June of 2020 after 13 years in the restaurant industry, and after 4 months of managing during the pandemic, I couldn't do it anymore. I mentally and physically had nothing left. I was working too many hours. It wasn't flexible. I had never thought in my life before that I could do something different for some reason. It just didn't occur to me that that was an okay decision, because in my mind, if I have a job that's consistent, it's paying me well, I need to keep that job, and it would be stupid to do anything else. I will give you my personal recommendations on what you should do if you do decide to go forward with starting to do gig work. I can guarantee you I did not really do it the way that I knew I should, but I also knew that staying in the restaurant industry any longer was really bad for me. The risk was that I wasn't going to make the decision to get out at any point if I didn't make it right then. Like I said, my first things that I did were Uber and Lyft. I also do Shipt, which is grocery delivery. It's owned by Target, and there is a Target less than 10 minutes from my house that I really love shopping at. I actually have been doing that as my full-time gig, and then doing Uber and Lyft when there are bonuses, because what I have realized is that, and this leads me to my number one piece of advice for you, for things to do before you even sign up for any of the gigs, and that is to make sure that you are comfortable, or at least willing to try to learn some different gigs. 1 or 2 is not really going to cut it, because there will be times when it's dead, you're just not getting orders, or you're not getting ride requests or anything like that. You're going to have to pivot a little bit. You're going to have to sign up for some different apps and learn how to use them in order to make good money with the time that you have allotted. If you are planning on trying to transition out of the job that you currently do have, I would highly recommend that you learn these different gigs in your free time. And that does take extra work. It takes time out of your everyday life. Part of my first piece of advice is realizing that some of these gigs are not going to be worth it without bonuses. For me personally, in my areas where I drive, it is really not worth it for me to do Uber and Lyft in Lancaster, Pennsylvania without bonuses. But I love having the option to do them, because like this week, there is a $250 bonus for 20 rides. And that's a very good bonus. That means on top of every single ride, you're getting $12.50 extra if you complete that. I am definitely driving this week for that. On a normal week, I make really good money with Shipt, and I'm driving less miles, so I will usually do that. Just realizing that it's not as simple as finding an app that you like and just sticking with that. You can get deactivated at any point in time from any of these apps. So you can't rely on any one of them 100% for any income at any time. When people talk about how much money they make every week or every month with a certain app, that's great. It's just never guaranteed, and that is why I would never ever tell somebody that they can definitely do this and they can definitely do that. Technically, yes, you can make these side hustles your full-time gig, and you can earn a full-time income with them. It's just absolutely never guaranteed, and you're also using your own car, which is a risk. Which brings me to number 2. Get your car ready. Take it to the shop, get an oil change, have them look over it. If there's anything that needs to be done, you want to make sure that you have your car in really good shape and ready to go before you start putting more miles on it. You don't want to just jump into it and then have something get worse that was already possibly a problem you didn't know about. So being prepared, making sure you're registered and inspected, because then when you go to sign up for Uber and Lyft, you do have to have your inspection and registration up to date. Number 3 is do a little bit of internet research. Check out some of these YouTubers that have been making videos about these different gigs for a long time. Find ones that will give you good info in short amounts of time. Find good and relevant information to you, because somebody might drive in Atlanta, Georgia and make a ton of freaking money and get rides all the time. But guess what? Lancaster, PA, not good. And you're not going to get the same amount of rides, and you're going to end up in weird places all the time. I know I'm not really making it sound too amazing, but I'm being real with you because I don't think people should sign up to drive and take time to do it unless they know what they're getting into. Do your research. If you're able to find some relevant information about how much you can make in your area, then that way you can start to get your feet wet, and maybe you can take a few hours a week to work towards a bonus. Usually Lyft bonuses are going to be a certain number of rides within 30 days, but I know it can be different, and then it's usually a guarantee for the sign up. That brings me to my next point, which is take advantage of the sign up bonuses. It's one of the best things that you can do as you're getting started. You're only going to have a sign up bonus once. So for example, say you use my Lyft referral code to sign up for Lyft. Now, I can't guarantee what it's going to be because it changes with each person, but you have to be a Lancaster, PA driver in order to receive the bonus. I used somebody who was not in PA, which I don't know why I did that, but I thought I was still going to get a bonus or a guarantee, and I did not get a guarantee for my first month of driving with Lyft. I believe with Lyft, it starts with your first ride. So after you start that first ride, you have a certain amount of time to complete a certain amount of rides, and then you get your guarantee. But don't be like me, use somebody's referral code who's not even in your state. Look for somebody in your area. So hopefully you will use my referral code if you are from Lancaster, PA, and you live here and you're wanting to drive here. But if not, go find somebody else who is in your area that has an active referral code. Along with that, whenever you are gathering information about guarantees, bonuses, stuff like that, make sure you are finding up-to-date information, because if you're watching a YouTube video or reading an article or something about something going on with any of these gigs that's 5 years old, you're not going to be getting relevant information. The last thing that I have on the list, to keep your job that you have and really just ease into it. Like I said before, dedicate the amount of time that you need to in order to work towards that bonus and complete that bonus. Whenever you are closing in on that bonus, say you have a week or two left, I would sign up for Uber then at that point. It will take a little bit of time to get activated. It took me only 1 or 2 days to get activated for Lyft. It took me over a week for Uber. So you can sign up for them all at once, but like I said before, pay attention to when the bonus or guarantee starts. Does it start right away, or does it start when you do your first ride or your first delivery or whatever? Shipt does have bonuses in Lancaster, PA on a very regular basis, but I have been leaning a little bit more on driving Uber and Lyft recently because we have had so many new shoppers. The orders are just becoming fewer and fewer as we're seeing more and more new shoppers in the area. So that's just another reason why you can be doing really great with one specific gig, and then you might go back to doing something else a little bit more. And you don't want to have a really good week doing something and start thinking, oh, I could do this full time, no problem, because next week might be different. Make sure you have enough money saved up as well if you are looking to kind of switch over. Do your side hustle, save up extra money, get your car in good shape, make sure it's reliable, and don't put yourself in a situation where your car breaks down and now you are in debt. You have to get used to the fact that you're just not guaranteed anything when it comes to doing these different gigs. So I will be releasing more content, guiding you through the process of after you do sign up, what to do, some tips that I have, and also providing you with some different stories about when things get weird, because things do get weird. It's entertaining, but it's also not always the easiest thing to deal with when it's happening. So see you for our next video.